Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Still on the road, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you by telephone. Apologize for that. The Skype does not work everywhere. The modern miracles of technology are not everywhere. But I am making my way back to Austin, Texas, and will be in studio very, very soon. It, of course, is the 22nd day of November 2011. We're going to be live here for the next 3 hours at least. We've got Greg Palast joining us in the second hour today, former federal white-collar crime investigator. I want to get his take on the whole MF Global situation. He was talking about these brokerage firms about to go completely belly up just 2 weeks ago with us on air, so I thought, why not get him back up now? And then the reason I've been hammering this MF Global situation so much is because it ties into everything. I'll guarantee you, back in the 1980s, somebody came up missing with $100 million. I don't care who they were. If they got caught publicly taking it, they were going to at least get a few years in jail, like the Keating Five that McCain was involved in. Now, nothing happens, and they're doing things that make the Keating Five look like angels, like choir boys. Like the Salvation Army. It is so incredible. By the way, it's finally really starting to get out there. The New York Times has the headline, MF Global trustees say shortfall could exceed $1.2 billion. As reported yesterday, the New York Times is now being forced to kind of get into this. And Drudge has the top headline. DrudgeReport.com has the gigantic headline. Let me just scroll down to it. Where's the cash, Corzine? Where's the cash, Corzine? Because now there's just, for 2 weeks, the mainstream media has been like, well, 600, 700, a billion, 1.2. Okay, it's more than that. Just don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. We're going to be discussing that today. Also, if you go to the Drudge Report or Infowars.com, you can see our headline from Infowars.com, Paul Joseph Watson, article that was up about 4 a.m. this morning. Secret police renames itself Homeland Security when they're mowing down the Egyptians that don't want to live under the new oppressive regime that makes Hosni Mubarak look tame. Well, you get mowed down, and you're not allowed to criticize the government, even mildly. You get arrested. And in our loving criminal banker government, our occupational government, that has now become the example of tyranny worldwide. The communist Chinese say, hey, look what America does. The corrupt people running the military junta under globalist control over in Egypt says, hey, we're doing what America does. America is now the example of evil. Well, America does it. America tortures. It must be good. See, they globally gave up the high ground by design, so the U.S. can now be a dark light of evil, not a light of liberty on the hill. So secret police renames itself Homeland Security. We're going to talk about that first with Paul Watson coming up for one segment. Then Aaron Dykes is going to give us headlines at the bottom of the hour. Then Greg Palast will continue then with your calls with Greg Palast. I want to get to some calls, and also in the third hour, when Aaron Dykes rides shotgun with me today. Again, Alex Jones joining you. It is November 22nd, 2011 on this Tuesday edition. Obviously, because it pertains to the overall First Amendment, I will also discuss later in the hour the New York Times and a whole bunch of other publications coming out and saying, oh, we're talking to one of the White House, the alleged White House shooters' friends, and he says about a year ago, he watched the Obama deception with some friends at a party. And so it's the anti-government, conspiracyoid, weirdo Alex Jones' fault, basically. So a very, very dangerous precedent. And now we see a lot of people spamming one of the Obama deception uploads with 9.5 million views on YouTube, trying to get it basically taken down. We'll discuss how this ties into the overall attack on free speech. Stay with us.
Hey folks, this is Crazy Melvin for eFoods Direct, and I'm slashing prices to get you the best deals on your food supply. Call now and save on a 25-year food supply that can save your life when disaster strikes, because it will strike and it will smack you right upside the head, so keep...
Wait a minute, Melvin. I know eFoods Direct, and they're not full of hype like you. eFoods Direct goes to great lengths to ensure you get the best ingredients, full of nutrition and flavor. They are the real deal. Melvin, you're right about one thing, though. For Black Friday weekend, eFoods will save you 30% off anything on their website at efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Now, that's a deal with no hype. Call 800-409-5633 or go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex and save 30% off your entire order. This deal only lasts through Monday, November 28th, so call now. Call 800-409-5633 or go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Remember, 30% off this Black Friday weekend. Leave the hype to Crazy Melvin, because you can bet your life on eFoods Direct.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com.
Genesis Communications Radio Network proudly presents The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
Welcome, my friends. Welcome, Alex Jones, joining you here from the road. I'll be back in studio soon, but joining us from England is Paul Joseph Watson. We've also got Greg Palast, investigative journalist, who is going to be joining us coming up in the second hour as well. He was formerly a federal crime, white-collar crime investigator at the highest levels of corporate crime, so he's a perfect expert, the BBC reporter, to come on with us today and break down EMF Global and other unravelings that are taking place. Why is this such a big deal? They wouldn't have the head of the biggest derivatives group that claims they have $800 trillion in assets. You heard me right, running around demonizing Gerald Celente and others for criticizing MF Global. You wouldn't have Forbes magazine coming out and putting out reports concerning our reports here if this wasn't a big issue. The establishment understands it. The Drudge Report today has the headline, "Where's the Money? Corzine, former governor of New Jersey." It's now over $1.2 billion. They're not saying how much over $1.2 billion. And the fact that they would take this out of segregated accounts, and the fact that they don't care if the public knows about this, shows a new level in bold, grand mega galactic level larceny. It is unspeakably huge, and it shows how incredibly reckless these people have gotten. And it shows that if they can take now over 50,000 account holders' money and just say, you're not getting anything, when it was their segregated accounts, and it's clearly a federal crime and an international crime, it shows they will take anybody's accounts. And that will bring the entire financial system down, which is what the globalists want, so they can just offer their new world government system. So Greg Palast coming up in the second hour today. Aaron Dykes at the bottom of the hour with a whole bunch of news. He's going to rattle off a whole bunch of key information that he thinks should be front and center. We'll get his perspective. I've got a lot of news I'm going to be covering here in just a moment. Michael Moore blames Hollywood Homeland Security propaganda. Of course, that's just me being sarcastic, folks. All of this Homeland Security activity is a bunch of security theater to basically train everyone to accept a total police state. But going back to the actual headline, Michael Moore blames Homeland Security for pepper spray brutality. We have another one here, massive hydrovolcanic explosion inevitable at Fukushima. That's at Infowars.com. TSA agents think they are above the law. TSA worker in uniform flashes badge, brutally rapes woman. Well, it's administrative privilege, as they say. Continuing, 17 quotes about the coming global financial collapse that will make your hair stand up. I want to go over some of those with Palast and open the phones up. EU rules, water doesn't hydrate. You can't make that up. You can't say water's good for you because it's not authorized by them. Of course, the White House regulations says they want to make it illegal to say sunlight's good for you. White House targets, and of course MSM targets Alex Jones, the Obama deception. I'm going to be breaking that down. The incredible attack on free speech and just how serious this is. But it also shows how weak the globalists are. They wouldn't be worried about this. It's all coming up. But first, joining us with a quick report is Paul Joseph Watson. His report is right in the center of the Drudge Report, drudgereport.com today. Egypt's secret police renames itself Homeland Security. Notorious human rights abusers draws inspiration from U.S. authorities. I should also add, we only have Watson till the bottom of the hour, and then he's got to get ready to host the nightly news tonight. We've had Mike Adams last night. We've had Aaron Dykes doing a great job. They're all doing a fabulous job. And now Paul Watson from England tonight will host a 30-minute transmission of InfoWars Nightly News, 7 o'clock Central, PrisonPlanet.tv. And don't forget that 15-day free trial ends at the end of the month. If you want to support us, now is the time. We have a bunch of other specials, too. We've started the yearly special we only do in late November, December, where you can get almost half off. It's, 5.3 months off the year. When you buy a year, you get 5.3 months or almost half off on the yearly membership right now at PrisonPlanet.tv. Let's go now to Paul Watson. All over the world, Paul, the United States and England as well, now the vanguard of high-tech police state, torture and stealing and evil, because we're run by the mega banks, is now being used by the communist Chinese, by the Egyptian brutal forces, by many others to say, hey, America does it. So new dark age dawning if America can be fully taken over and turned into this engine of pure evil. Paul Watson.
Well, I mean, Mike Adams talked about it last night on the nightly news. He called it trickle-down tyranny in reference to how, we had this TSA member and care home workers abusing people deemed inferior to them. So it's not only trickle-down, it's trickle-global. And you had this notorious, it was called state security, Egyptian secret police. Basically, they were implicated in the imprisonment and torture of anti-Mubarak activists before that dictator fell. And now that the same military junta is still in control in anticipation of these elections, it was basically a footnote in the Financial Times yesterday. They've renamed it. It was called state security. They've renamed it Homeland Security. It says, quote, under the auspices of the Ministry of Interior, the 100,000-strong state security service has been renamed Homeland Security, and personnel moved around, the Financial Times reported. So they're taking their inspiration from Big Sis. They're trying to give their secret police torture squad, which spies on protesters, just like Homeland Security, some sense of legitimacy in this reshuffling of the deck chairs. So it just illustrates.
Paul, I want you to continue, but let's be fair now. We don't know. Now, we know this is America's run by the bankers, by the globalists, so it's not fair to say America